How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to a video here at ScrubGames, and today we've got the new one, and we've got the tournament report and breakdown from this last finals that went on the weekend, the EU finals, where we had the 250, I think it was a full 256 players went head to head. Not technically head to head because everybody Swiss and stuff, but went about trying to become the EU champion for this year, and I managed to accomplish both my goals of day one, trying to make top 16. That was my only aim for day one, just to make top 16. And then for day two, my only aim was to not lose the first round. Managed to accomplish both those and ended up in top 8, which is fantastic. Great, I feel that's a good achievement, and just because it could be the last finals of the year, considering how Bandai's handling the game, so I was happy to get that done. So, I'm going to go over my deck that I run, and also go over my basically breakdown of my experience in the tournament, like basically the whole thing. But we'll start with the deck profile first, because it's best to understand the deck that I was playing, which was Gohanks, before we go into basically how the tournament went. And as well as that, you can help out the channel as well, because remember, we're still trying to get to 1,000 subs, and we are, I think, 154 off now. I think 154 away from getting to our goal. Hopefully we can get there. It'd be sick if we can get there. It'd be really nice, but if we can't, not the end of the world. But you could do that by helping, by even just heading up on the channel by just giving a like to the video if you enjoy it. Comment down below if there's anything like a comment or you disagree with in the channel, in the video, or if it's something you want to see on the channel. Feel free to just go to the comments and just have a bit of a conversation, or just basically let me know where I've gone wrong. And also don't forget to subscribe, keep you updated with my videos as and when they drop. And also you can click the notification bell to get alerts to when my videos do drop as well, so you then know when to watch them and where to go to. So without further ado, let's go and have a look at the deck profile. So let's have a look now. So guys, so as I said, I played Gohanks for the event. It was like going up until the event, even on just the day before, I was still unsure to play because I had 4 different options. I had set to Vegito, which, as you know, is one of my main decks, one of my probably most favorite decks currently at the moment. And I had that one I was considering playing. I also had the U7 Gohan I was considering playing. I had Jiren I was considering playing, and also this one I was thinking of playing as well. The only problem is I didn't have too much time to test because I was busy throughout Christmas stuff and things like that, and I didn't have enough. I wasn't around to test as much as I wanted to. So most of it was from just the small testing in the webcam locals to test out some decks in there, like you've probably seen I've done, and going on theory as well, seeing other people try out some decks, like especially with Gohanks, trying out and learning how to play the deck from just watching it. But in the end, I did a bit of testing the day before with the team, as we were all together in the hostel we stayed at, and I got put off straight away from Vegeta because I played 2 games against my buddy Gio from our team, Giovanni Castellan, and both games I had my secret rare in life, and it was not a great game, not great games. So I shut that to the side and decide I'm not going to go Vegito because I can't risk my secret rare being, especially in best of 1, in the secret rare, in the side deck, or no, sorry, in life, for most of the games, because it's a really good way to help put a big push on, and also keep your hand nice and healthy, considering a lot of decks at the moment, they have quite a large hand size, and that's one of the main things, and it's a very searchable one. So I did see scraps at 2 Vegeta, leaving me 3 decks to play, and did a bit of testing with U7 Gohan. That felt good, felt alright, but then Ollie Big O needed a bit of testing for the mirror, so I put together this deck to help test, so I can actually have a bit of testing with the deck, and so we both had some help in the mirror, and played about 3 games of it, just testing to understand what is the mirror, what the best plays are to make, how it could go, things like that, and had a bit of fun testing with it, and decided I was going to go for this because just playing the deck for those 3 games felt nice and fun, and it was a very strong deck as well. Keeps it high hand and can get a lot of advantage as well, and has access to a very good secret rare. So I decided to go with this. After that we just worked on the side deck to figure out what we want to put in. And the thing with the deck as well, like I can't have any credit for the list. It's like all credit has to go to Big O. He put together the list. He gave me initial list, which I just stuck with and kind of modified it a tiny little bit, like barely any modifications. But only a few, and then the side decks for our decks were a little bit different, where he had ideas what he wanted to have. I had some ideas of what I kind of wanted to put in for certain, like for my preference, because the side deck is more personal than the main deck majority of the time. And yeah, I think in the main deck there was a few differences, whereas yeah, in the main deck there's a few differences. I think there was I think there were fair use of differences, because I remember I got some things in main he didn't, and also on the side there's a few differences as well. But yeah, shout like the props go to Big O for like basically having the initial list, and I just made like yeah, I think probably like 4 maybe changes, like no more than that, to how I liked it. And yeah, it was a fun game. Like, ended up having most of my testing on the Swiss rounds, like getting through the first game to like play someone that isn't on our team, and then getting used to like playing it in the plays throughout the tournament, and managed to get top 8 with it. So I'm happy with that. So let's go straight into the deck. And I'm saying, because I've been rambling on for a few minutes now about the deck. But yeah, I went with this one, and because I also felt for the event, Jiren was my last option. Jiren, I was considering, but then I had the thought of, you mainly want to try and get as early as possible both your Unison disc on board to start drawing, like getting a good amount of draw, and like keep the Unisons quite really good, because it's got the burn as well to help with your pressure, and also access to some really good things like different stats and stuff like that. But if you can't get those set up early, and it takes a while to set up, or they're like cleared really quickly at the beginning, then you're gonna have a hard time, which I don't want to risk that on like a bit of luck like that. So we had the lead being the Gohanks lead. So a very nice one. It's got on the front side, it's got on attack, where look at the top 5 cards, add any red, Saiyan, or Earthling card to your hand, so I can grab anything, secret rare, super combo, any card as long as it's a red, Saiyan, or Earthling, and to hand. So a lot of the time I saw my secret rare off this on the I think first swing or two, and then straight grabbed it to make sure I had it, because that's the easy way to find it for that. So a lot of the time I was grabbing my secret off it, but other times I'd either try and find a consistency piece for like putting stuff under my Z extra, or by getting like a super combo or a Gohan, because that's great that. And the Awaken was really nice, because it's either when you're nice to 4 or less like standard, or when you have 2 more energy and the Z extra in play, which is basically you can get off as early as turn 1 if you go in second, and turn 2 if you go in first. And then when you've got that, you just draw 1, untap 1, take your left down to 6, flip over. So really nice, basically getting that extra energy, so you got more plays as well, and also get that draw. Now when you're on the Awakened side, now you don't have to swing to gain advantage, which is very, very nice. It means you don't have to kind of give an attack to a lead or something that you don't want to, just to get some more cards. You can just do it without attacking, which is amazing. And it's got a nice little activate main / battle, which is cost of it is to sack off a Z energy, so sacking off 1 Z energy as the cost makes it so during that turn, the next time you activate skill on either red Gohan future or Trunks future in your battle area and or combo area, it's reduced by 1. So it's really nice that it's either battle area or combo area, so it means if you want to play it from hand, it does, like, because there's effects that play from hand that require 1 red, you don't waste it on that if you want to do it before. It's only from the combo area battle area, and it stacks as well, so if there's any one that has more than 1 cost, like if there's the 8 drop that's got a cost of 2 for its effect, you can do this twice, and it reduces that down from 2 to 0, which is good. And you got the activate main, which is how you gain a good amount of matches, especially when you combine it with the Z extra. Is place any red Saiyan card from your hand under the Destroy West City in your battle area. You draw 2 cards, and the great thing is you're not really negging off that. You normally think, right, I'm losing a card from hand to draw 2 cards, so I'm going +1, because you're taking 1 card from your hand, take it out of your hand, so it's -1, and then draw 2 cards to go +1. But in this case, it's not really a +1, it's a +2, because you're putting a card under Destroyed West City that you're going to use. Either if it's a Trunks that you can combo with, you're making use of that, so you've not lost it, or if the 8 drop that you can play that out from underneath your card. So when you get to turn 4, you can actually play that as well. So you're technically +ing 2 off this effect, which is amazing. And that's the quite simple. And yeah, you're always awakening turn 2, like after you swing, of course, because you want to get the swing, like on this side, swing, get the effect, then awaken, and then you can use the effect to get as much value as possible. So that's the leader. So put that here, and we'll start with the side deck, Z deck first, because you've got to understand about the Destroyed West City before we get into the main deck, because that's like the main thing a lot of your card effects revolve around. So I played 2 copies of Destroyed West City, and the reason for that is I didn't like the really didn't like the Everfill card, because this has kind of got a Z stack ability, which allows you to put under the Time Machine Departures the extra or the Excel Dance. So because it goes with the both decks in the new set, they both make use of this card. So they've each got a separate card as well for each different deck. So Time Machine for this deck and Excel Dance for the other one. And I didn't put Time Machine on there because if you want to use the full effect of Time Machine, you got to sack off you got to basically absorb a 8-drop from your board underneath it, and then when you use the effect of free play like a big Trunks, you lose the ability to play anything else that's not a Trunks future card for the rest of the term, which isn't great. Only if you're playing the new Secret Rare, which isn't a good option for it when you've got the access to Vegito Secret Rare. So I never bothered with that, and the reason we play the second one is because if there isn't many ways to get rid of Z Extra, but if just in case there was anybody was playing a way to get rid of Z Extra, if you lose this, then you lose your ability to draw on your lead side. You use the ability to use extra cards, like get the full value of the deck. So we put in a second one to make sure if there ever did come up, you've got a way to easily get it back, and then not be screwed over. And it is a 6. It does say a 6 cost with 1 synergy, but it's permanent. If you're this leader or the ever red leader in the set, you reduce it by 5, meaning that with the decks it's intended for, it's technically a 1-drop 1 Z energy, but it's like a 6 cost printed with that effect to save any ever red deck from just playing it and just getting advantage out of it. They're trying to keep it themed. And the great thing about this is it's got an activate main, which is once per turn. You can place any 1 red Saiyan or android from your hand on the discard and draw 1, so it allows you to put more cards underneath it, cards that you're going to get a benefit from being underneath it as well, and drawing a card, meaning that with these 2 cards combined, you technically plussing 3 a turn and not losing anything, because the cards you're putting underneath it, you're going to make use by comboing from underneath it or playing from underneath the card. So you're essentially putting them in a safe place until you need them and drawing new cards. So you essentially going, I'm going to put these 2 cards under here for safekeeping and draw 2 from this and 1 from this to basically thin for your deck and still have a good amount of advantage. Like this, your hand's technically got 2 more cards in it, but they're secretly stored under this, like put in a safe, for example. So that's Destroy West City. Then we have the Z lead as well, because it's a great way to try and finish the game if you can be, because it's I don't think I ever used it, but it's an option to do, and I had plays where I was trying to go into it as a way to finish, but they were always denied, because it's a 20k base double strike, which is quite good. Like a 20k base leader with double strike as well is really nice. Costs 3 energy, and it also costs 1 energy plus your life needs to be at 3 or less, but it only goes over this specific leader. But it's got some nice effects. The only problem is with this lead is I can't remember what it was now. I think it stops you from when you're in this lead and you want to with any ever Gohan future or Trunks future, when you attack with it, you can start comboing with things on the need. Because this isn't a Trunks future anymore or a Gohan future, you can't combo on this swing, but you can swing with the lead, combo with them, then go into this to make sure you can then get the full value of comboing with the cards for underneath the Z extra, and then go into this to get that big swing then. So when your life goes to 3, which is easily manageable, you can then go into this, and it still gains you draw as well because it's got an auto once per turn. When one of your red cards is used in the combo, which is easy enough to do, you draw a card, then you choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards unisons, it gets minus 5k power for the turn, and then it's still got the same activate main / battle on there to make the effects cheaper on some of your Gohan futures and Trunks futures. So that's the Z lead. Then we've got 1 copy of Defender Life. Like every red deck's going to play this because it's a really nice card to help push burn your opponent a life. They're 4 higher. So if your opponent's on 5 life and you want to put them down to 4, so you can then drop the secret rare and try and push for a game-killing swing, you can easily drop this because then it burn them from 5 to 4, and it's even a barrier double strike finisher for when it comes down because it's got deflect to stop it from coming out. Double strike 20k. When it comes down, you give it barrier for the turn to make sure it's kind of a nice little protection in both. So any red deck's running one of these because it's a nice way to make it easier taking your opponent's life down by making him take 1 life at some point. So rather than have to go from 8, make him take 8 life, you can essentially play this to make it so that you only have to tack into one and make him take 7 life instead, make it a little bit easier. Then we got 2 copies of Rush Attack. This deck can accumulate a ton of Z energy, like very easily, like easily get Z energy. And normally when a red deck that can easily have a lot of Z energy is about, then Rush Attack becomes really good because it's then a 2-class dual attacker that can go quite big and quite even on second swing. Go for double strike as well. So you got 2 of those in. Like, it's not as great as it used to be because there's not many red decks now that accumulate like a lot of Z energy very easily, very quickly. Like back in the SS4 and Sin days, but it's still a very good card for red decks, and you don't use it much, so we've got options for those. Then the last card we got is SSB Vegeta. So Surmount the Impossible. This is just because if you want to take a life, if you need to take a life to reduce your life down, because when you awaken, you go down to 6 life, which isn't ideal, because then you're 1 life away from your token negate. But this helps you do that. So it helps you to go from 6 to 5 life, so your token negates life, or from 5 life to 4 life if you don't have a token negate. So then your explosive dance is live and super combos are live. And even then, if you want to go further, you can even put yourself down from 4 life to 3 life, so you can go into the Z lead as well. And even against yellow, it's something else to rest for against Repulse as well. So that's the Z deck. Hopefully that makes sense. And there's not much else you can really use in there. Like, you should probably put Evertex you might like, but those are like the main ones. Like, the only main flexible slot I would say is maybe one of these Rush Attacks if you want to try something else, and a Destroy Will City if you want to say try the Ever Z extra if you prefer that, or want to put something else in. So now we're getting to the main deck, and we'll go off the theme stuff first. So for the first lot, we've got the Trunks cards that you can combo from the Z extra. So we've got the Trunks Powerful Sentiments. We've got Trunks Unfilled Ambition, and as well as that, we've got the Trunks Frustration. So we've got the first one, it's Powerful Sentiments. This is basically the Double Striker. This one is the critical one, and this one is the minus 5k. So they've all got an effect, which all their effects are limit 1. They're all activate battle as well. So they've all got the effect of if your red Trunks Future or red Trunks Future or red Gohan Future is in a battle, you can use this card from under Destroy City in a combo. And now for these two, for the double strike and crit, that's one separate effect. But in the 5-drop, that is also combined with the when also like use it from under your Z extra, you destroy a city in the combo, then choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards units and get 5k. So these ones just have their effect of comboing. It's just in one activate battle, and their other effect is in another one. Whereas for the 5k, it has to be combo from underneath the Z extra to get the minus 5k. So this one is important to be under the Z extra to get its effect. Or these ones, you can still combo from any other place, and then get the ability to give double strike and critical. And for these ones to get double strike and critical, you have to pay 1 energy, but remember, once again, your lead has an effect to sack off a Z energy to reduce the cost of this effect by 1. So you can essentially, instead of paying 1 energy to give the attacking Trunks Future Gohan card double strike or critical, you can sack off Z energy to then be able to reduce the cost. And you can do that by, if your leader is basically this leader or the Z leader, and it's using the combo, just basically choose one of your red Gohan or Gohan Future or Trunks Future cards, and give it critical for the battle. Remember, it's just for the battle, so you ideally want to do it on the one that's swinging, not when anything after, because otherwise, after that battle, something else swinging, it's going to lose it. But we play 4 copies of each because it's just more cards to put under through it, and it's basically just more cards that give like double strike crit, because that's what you want to try and do early, is just basically drop a lot of double strike crit to deny your opponent's resources while also gaining a ton. So that's those ones. Then we've got the next card, which is the Gohans. So we've got the 4 of the 1 naturals and 4 of the SR. So these are really good. These are both playable from turn 2 onwards, because that's basically what affects. So this one is they're both limit 1. They activate mains to play himself and both cost 1 red. And for this one, is if your leader is a red Gohan Future or Gohanks Zeno card, and you have 2 more energy, play this card. So it's only really playable with this deck. Whereas this one is if your leader is red, you have 2 more energy, and you have the Z extra in your battle area, you draw 1 and play this card. So this one draws on play, where this one will draw on the every effect, but they're both playable turn 2, just this SR won't get its full effects until turn 3 because of the other effect. So once again, just like with the Trunkses, they got a second effect which the cost can be reduced by using leader's effect, sack off Z energy to reduce the cost. And for this one, it's once per turn, pay 1, draw 1 card, then choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards or unisons and minus about 20k power for the turn. So a nice bit of negging, and it's a nice way to draw. Like even if your opponent doesn't have anything to minus, you can still use it just for the draw. And for the SR, his effect is for paying 1 if you have 3 or more energy as the cost, switching himself to active mode, and then this card gains double strike for the turn, and then you choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, unisons, and minus 20k power for the turn. So this one draws some minuses, this one restands, gains double strike, and then minuses as well. So really good ones. Like, provide a lot of pressure for cheap because it's just 1 energy to play, but remember it is limit 1, so you can play these only once per turn. But if you've got more on the board, you can generate a lot more stuff, you can keep them around. But really four of each because they're just great attackers and great value. And then we've got the last of the, well, some of the last lot of cards from the archetype, from the like theme, and that is 3 Trunks boss cards and 4 Bulma future support. So we'll start with Bulma first. This is like a really nice searcher because, and also it's a nice turn 1 play because the one thing with this deck is if you're going first, you can't attack to get Z energy to get Z extra out. So you have to find a way to make use of that first energy. And luckily for us, we've got Bulma, which is a built-in searcher, but you can use it either as a searcher on turn 1 if you're going first, or as just a cantrip to make use of that first energy. So often what I do is if I could find 2 of these, I'd open with 2. So I can use 1 to try and find ditch, look at top 5 to find either a red Gohan or like a red Saiyan or Earthling, because its activate main is limit 1, so you can use it once per turn anyway. And it's basically, if your leader is this leader and you discard it from your hand, or well, if your leader is this leader or the Z leader and you discard it from your hand, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add up to 1 red Saiyan or Earthling with energy cost of 4 or less to your hand, shuffle your deck, and then if you want to, as a benefit, you can then put a Trunks future from your hand under Destroy West City in your battle area. So you don't have to do that last part, but it's just, at the very least, you're discarding this card, looking top 5 for a red Saiyan or Earthling, add it to your hand. That could be your super combo, that could be a Gohan TP, that could be an archetype based thing like one of the Gohan futures or Trunks, or another copy of itself. I did that sometimes, I grabbed a copy of itself, and then add that to your hand. Then if you want to, if you feel like you need to put another card in there without using the lead's effect or the fill card, you can put a Trunks future from your hand under the fill card. I didn't do it often, but I think I did it once or twice throughout the tournament. And at the very least, it's a cantrip as well because it's auto. When you play this card, draw 1 card. So if I found 2 of these in hand, I would ditch 1 to use the search effect, find something I want, filter from my deck a bit, and then on turn 1 I just tap 1, play the other one, draw a card, and then I've got something to, when my opponent attacks or when I attack, combo this off to then get that Z energy for the Z extra. So that's that. And then we've got the 8-drop Trunks. This was a great finisher, but I only played 3 because I felt like you can't play this until turn 4. So up until then it's quite cloggy, and if you put in the Z extra before them, it's something that's there to use, but not immediately. You want to put the other ones underneath so you can make use of them for combo power, like early enough, and so you can get their effects, especially with the minus 5k. It needs to be under the fill card. So I only play 3 of these because with 3. Like with 4, you're likely to find one when you need one, but you're likely to find multiple when you need them. Whereas at least with 3, that's normally, like 3 is normally the number where if you want to see something, but at least see one of them at least, your 3 is a good point. So I always found this when I needed it on turn 4, and it felt just great luck because it's an 8-drop 25k. It comes down for 2 because the first activate main is for 2 as long as your leader is this leader or the Z leader and you have 4 more energy. You can play this card from your hand or from under Destroy West City. So normally you're going to put this under Destroy West City to get like the draw power from either the Z extra or your lead, and then play out for it on turn 4. And it's a really nice one because it's got dual attack as well, so it's going to get 2 attacks, and his auto is not once per turn because his auto is just when it attacks you can add it to 1 card from your life to your hand. So that's how you can get your life down if you need be without using a token negate, the surmounting, or anything like that to control it. If you wanted your life to go from 6 to 5, 5 to 4, or 4 to 3, and then you get to use from your drop one 1 cost red Trunks future card in the combo with his skills not negated. So you can swing with this, take a life if you want to, combo with a 1-drop Trunks future from your drop, and then use these skills on it if you want to as well, and do it for each attack. So essentially every attack is 30k for this base because it's combo with 1 for drop. And it's got its activate main, which is once per turn for 2 energy. Remember, by sacking off 2 as the energy will lead as effect, you can make it so it's free. You draw 1 card, switch this card to active mode, then choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards or unisons, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 35k for the turn. So this is kind of like your barrier removal without having to have Kaioken built into your boss card. The only problem is you have to get it out and then be able to use that, which if your opponent's like it against yellow and they have Sin and negative skills on it, you then have to wait to use it, which if they get rid of it, could be a problem. But it's really nice, getting extra draw as well, and again basically this being a triple attacker as well, chucking up a lot of Z energy, because after 2 attacks you've got the Z energy there from the 1-drop chunks you've dropped, and even if you've only got 1 target for the auto in the drop, you can always go swing first attack, combo, Z charge, use these effects, stack that, so basically have it lingering, like swing again, combo that same card you sacked off the back, combo, Z charge, sack it off, then use the effect, restand, then attack again and combo with it. So if you only got 1, you can still make use of it pretty well, but then you have to make sure you're not using any activate mains for anything else around to kind of use it up. That's with the boss monster, and that's all the theme stuff that came with the deck in the set. So now we're going to some of the other good red stuff and things like that. So, for super combo, nothing more to say about this. It's just a radic super combo. It's great. Help filter your get to 4 life. Use this in the super combo. Use this in the combo. Get 10k combo. And then if you want to, you can bop deck a card from your hand to help fix it, to draw 2 new cards. Normally you'd be wanting to put 1 card from your hand that's not useful at the moment, that you might want to see later on. Back to the bottom of your deck and draw 2 brand new cards. Really good. Nothing more to say about super combos. Everybody knows what super combos do in this game, and since you can control your life, put your life down the floor, and because that's when you want to get exposed to dance live, radic super combo is the best one. Then we've got the Evertech cards. I think it's just 2 of those. So we've got 1 Kaioken Concentrated Destruction, 2 Broly Surge, SS Broly Surging Attack, and 2 copies of Gohan Defeating the Demon. So we'll go with the Kaioken first, because this might seem like a strange option to have main deck and not side deck, because it was best of 1 pre-side. But once again, I should never shout out to Ollie. He made a good point of, since it's best of 1 pre-side, during Swiss, you don't have to worry about what's in your main, what's in your side. You can just put whatever, before you play the game, you get the side in and put the stuff in that having your side deck to put in your main. But when you get to top, if you get the top cut, that's when you have it's down best of 3. So you don't have the luxury of in the first game you're siding stuff. You've got to play with your actual main deck for the first game, and then you can side in for games 2 and 3. So to make sure you've got, since it doesn't really matter in the Swiss, but matters in top cut, we decided to main things like the. He made a good point. The main concentrated destruction. So if we get the top cut, we then have something to help deal with barrier removal that isn't relied. So we're not heavily relying on our boss card to then go ahead and basically take out things like the 4-drop Sin in yellow and stuff like that. So we had 1 copy of these because it meant in the top cut we've got 1 mains ready to kind of help us a little bit, and in Swiss if we didn't need it, side it straight out. So that's the reason for that one. And we've got SS Broly, easy card, like a nice little progression. Once your opponent gets a turn 2, so if you go second, put some aggression early, and if you're going first, turn 3, you can drop this down and start putting some crit pressure. And that's the whole point for the early game for this deck, is to put in some crit pressures, like crit double strikes or just crit swings, to put some pressure on your opponent while they're on their unawakened side, and then have to either think about comboing a fair few cards at hand, because you're comboing as well to kind of get the energy and get the crit swings, and either losing cards from hand to defend those, or taking them and then having less life and less resources for them. And then it's nice as well because you can just drop this and it saved him having something to attack in, get the card back in by making sure they are, because you've got 2 options when you auto, either pop something 15 or less, or 15k power or less, and KOing it, or giving your leader overlords. After you play it and attack with it, you can then bottom deck it because it does have servants, because it's 25k base due to servant. And most of the time you're going to go for the give overlord, so you can just drop, swing, 25k crit swing, and then afterwards overlord off to draw a card. But I think there was 1 or 2 times when I actually played it to go pop the token, pop a blocker token, and then swing afterwards to get 25k crit and just leave it on board and not worry. So it's just nice to have those options. And 2 felt good because if you see it early enough, it's quite nice, and it's kind of another one that's searchable from your leader's swing auto, and also from the Bulma, so you can use that to find it as well. But if you don't find it, it's not the end of the world. It's just a nice thing if you do. Then we got 2 Gohan. I only went to 2 of these because normally I would main 3 of these, because of the whole thing with Kaioken and like Ollie's good point about Top Cut, I decided to switch out one of these and decide and bring in one of the Kaioken from the main to the main board for this tournament. And because this card's really good, but then I'd rather it was the easier flex spot of this to side out to what's just like with Broly. It's easily searchable from most of the effects. It's a 4-drop or less red Saiyan or Earthling, and just really nice because you can easily reduce the cost because it just counts the cost on how much Z energy you have and or costs on cards of Z cards in your lead area and battle area. And since you have the Z extra, that's one cost easily always available there. So with that plus 2 Z energy, you've got this down as a 1 cost anytime, and it's just really nice as a counterplay to go 20k power, minus 20k power at Sonic, which is really handy, and even be a double strike swing at 20k or a blocker. Very versatile and amazing card. Then next we have 2 copies of Mai. So this is what Ollie had in his initial list. 2 copies of Mai to help. I think it was just as there as a turn 1 play as a barrier cantrip to have a basically way to use up your energy turn 1 and combo off to then get FC energy without using any other cards that you don't want to really lose for that. And also hate against blue. But I think he took it out. He ended up taking it out in his list, but I kept it in because, as you know, I really dislike blue. So I had this in because I always like to have main deck hate for blue because I just hate the color really in this game. So yeah, I get those in just for that. And once again for when Ollie made, I was tempted to take him out, but when Ollie made the point about the like the difference in top Swiss to top cut with the format being best of 1 pre-side and Swiss, and then top 3 best of 3 when top cut, I thought yeah it'd be good for you to keep these in the main for that just in case I go against blue deck at top cut as well. And then these invisible cards here, these are the Vegetas because I had to borrow them because I didn't have any of my own. This is the Vegeta, what's it? I can't remember what it's called now. The Vegeta that allows you to restart your lead, Raw Evolution, I think his name is. It's one where yeah, when you combo with it, you can then I think at the end of the battle pay 1 red energy to then restand your lead and give it 5k power for a turn, but negate its skills for the rest of the turn. So basically you make your leader skillless, but an extra 5k combo power, but then also reset it for another attack. I played 2 of these because it's just great in this. It helps get around things like Nimbus, where if your opponent Nimbus is like swing with a battle card because they might have Nimbus and they Nimbus you, you now have only 1 more battle card swing, but you can swing with lead, and then swing with your battle card, combo with this to restand the leader, and then swing with the leader again to get around Nimbus to have as many attacks as possible. And even then, if you have to negate the skills in it before, you can always use the skills in it beforehand to make sure anything you're going to play afterwards can then do its reduced cost. And then after that, swing, restand, go into the Z lead on the swing as well, so that way the effect, the power boost it gains from this stays, but the negation of these skills that drops off. And it's just a really nice way to keep putting a lot of pressure and put more swings in, especially when you can go still give your lead after you go into the Z lead and make it a 20k base double strike, well 25k base because of this double strike, and then finish the games off that way. Never got to do that, but I kept trying, just people just did not want to die by that. And then we have the overarms being the secret rare, SS4 Vegeta or Light in the Dark, and SS4 Vegeta Heat Mind Spirit. So these are really good overarmed options. Like this is the secret rare is just amazing. Like with red, if your leader is a red Saiyan card, you're always going to be playing this secret rare. There's no reason not playing this secret rare instead, unless you actually physically can't play this. The only times you're not playing the secret rare is if you actually like this effect on your leader that stops you from being able to play the secret rare, like the U7 Goku from set 16, or if you've got a better secret rare that's more beneficial for your deck, like U7 Gohan having the Newfound Might as their secret rare. But this is great because once you get to turn 4, because you're mono red, you drop this down, you give your leader 25k boost for until the end of your opponent's next turn, which is great offensively to make your leader 25k base, and great defensively because it means your leader is still 25k base defending. So it's better for you to put a swinging with your lead, and harder for your opponent to attack into your lead and do damage when your lead is 25k base. And it also gives you the great effect of hand knowledge. You get to see what your opponent has in your hand, so you know what they've got to potentially defend against your turn, or try and attack you with if you fail to kill them that turn. And also it's a 40k quad strike as well as that, and you get to rip a card from your opponent's hand, so you get a rip super combo. Like at one point when I played against Bardock Zeno, I ripped out his 10 drop from his hand because it's 35k power to make sure he can't drop on me next turn. So like you can hit quite a lot of things, and it's got deflect as well, so counter plays are not gonna affect it at all. And then you got heated fighting spirits. So if you can't use this, or you can, because you can easily set up the drop. There's easy like second off energy comboing stuff to like set up the drop for any of these, and these both need only 6 cards in your drop for overall. This one is great because it's removal, 30k power, and even sometimes you can just play it overrun. Like against red decks, you can play it overrun, swing, and then combo this off so it's in ZNG for explosive dance, or even just swing it for a free 30k and a removal as well, which is just really good. So those are the overwhelm options. That is all the battle cards in the deck. So now we're going to go over the extra cards, which were basically just free explosive dance, 2 copies of King Vegeta's Imposing Presence, and 3 token negates. So with the explosive dance, I only played 3 because I only had 3. Like someone was going to lend me 3, and they did try to send it, like post it for like next day delivery to try to get to me, but unfortunately the postman did not knock or ring my doorbell, so I didn't realize he was there until I got the like little note through the door. So I missed out on the delivery because post in our area and in the UK isn't great, especially because you get people who just don't knock, don't even try like to attempt to deliver the mail, but say it's delivered. So I kind of got screwed over on that, but I still managed to get the 3 that I originally bought through. But I would have, I'm not sure if I would have put a 4th one in. I felt fine with 3 copies when I needed it, because you don't need it till quite late. Like normally it's turn 4 and onwards, so I was going to be using it to defend, but or against very aggressive matchups, so I didn't go against as many. But it's still a very good card. You could play 4. I'm happy with 3. Like 3 is a minimum you should be running for any red deck, but 4, if you feel like you need more of them, like to help defend, it's really good. It's really good because it's such a good floodgate, and it's normally a game turn stopper if you once you drop it. Then you got Imposing Presence because you're a red Saiyan lead, and this is really nice to help make it harder for your opponents to do damage, because then everything's fine as my 5k, and if you can have things that can attack multiple times, it just keeps getting minus and minus and minus the more they attack with it. And if you're at 3 or less life, you can play it for free to help, so it's a nice little free play one as well. And in token negates, just really good to like negate attacks, especially when combined with explosive dance. When you go explosive dance on their battle card swing, then when they start to swing the leader, get some Z energy combo to get more swings in. You just negate with this, so that way the leader's swing is gone. They can't combo on it to get more Z energy, and if they attack with anything else, you've got a token to block with to make it so it's harder for them to get through. And it's just really handy to attack. And even then, the good thing about the token for this one is that it's a 5k combo as well. So if it survives, you can combo with it. You can combo with them. And that is the deck. So I kept it at 50 because I like consistency, and I never felt I was like really decking out, but I was getting like quite close to my deck. But I never felt I was going too far through it. And it's always a lot easier to just stop, because you don't have to usually use the ability to put 1 under and draw 2. And if you want to still go get a bit of draw, you still got the Z extra to put 1 under and draw, so you're going for a bit slower. But that is the main deck. So now we'll go through the side. So side deck, first thing I had 2 Vegeta's Ambition, just to help with those free play extra, like 1-drop negates, like in yellow, Time Magic, green, can't remember what the name of it, the green one for Gohan, and then other decks like blue and stuff, and like every color's got a free play like 1-drop extra, and this is here to stop them on turn 4, especially when you can use your secret rare to look at the hand and see what they got. If they've got one, you're not going to use it. You got this to stop it and push through that attack. So very good, and this is basically Hunt the Demon God, but it's a battle card, so it's got the fact that it's not dead in hand defensively. You can still combo with it as well. So that's those 2. Then we've got 2 Brody Crown. Just a nice thing to like peek at your opponent's hand, because I think people have kind of started forgetting that this card is a fit, like still around, and it's still good. Just it's a little bit not as great as it used to be because there's more counterplays, but this is a nice way to force out those counterplays or get sneak up in your hand. Normally I side this in against blue when I have to D-Magic, play this to have a look at the hand, or if they leave enough energy open to do some like defensive things. Use this to basically say either counterplay so I don't get to peek your hand, or let me peek and let me just basically have that hand knowledge, and also rip something from your hand. And also play it against yellow as well, because before I wanted to do anything, if I saw this, I'd do it to try and see if I can force either force a counterplay that's not Sin, or force Sin, and then be able to get rid of Sin with like a Kaioken, and then say drop things like Secret Rare and stuff. Then we got one Dispo. We put this in because there are some decks where they can attack multiple times the leader, like still we expect to be a fair few Meki, which didn't seem to be that many. And with the mirror as well, when they can attack and restand the lead, stop it so they can't attack with it as well. So that was there. And then we had two Koitsukai. So any deck that would drop things 20k or less during a turn, like against yellow, like any non-use 7 Goku yellow deck, dropping like negates and stuff, or I think stopping token negates of battle cards. Have this in to punish them for defending. It's a stupid card, but it is what it is. Then another copy of SB Kaioken. This was again our barrier removal, coming into anything that's got barrier to kind of neg it through and get rid of it. 2 energy is not too bad, especially when you can play things for cheap. And so we normally brought this in against yellow or any deck that had a barrier that has like a barrier card that you want to get rid of. And then the Gohan, this was what I took out to put one of the, because I normally had 2 Kaioken in the side for normal games, but considering how it was, I took out the Kaioken and put it in the main, and then put the Gohan here. So just slide back in. If I didn't need the Kaioken in the main, I put this back in, and if vice versa, if I needed the well, yeah, just normally if I wanted this back in the deck, but didn't need Kaioken, took Kaioken and put this back in, so I have a fair copy because that's what I originally would have. Then we had 2 Cell Max. So this is for the red matchup because we found out realized that the great thing about Cell Max is it's great in the red matchup because they've got no way to really get rid of this, and if they do get rid of this, you get basically not something at this board. Makes it a hard spot, and it's a blocker as well. So if they want to attack through, you can always just block, defend against it, and then use it as a removal piece. So when he gets any red matchup, it's come up very handy, and then any matchup where like a set from yellow where they can rest it, you normally want to put this in just so you can defend, like use it as a dual block. It's going to get 2 blocks because it's going to block the first time at 25, and then after the battle go down to 15 to go to 10, and then block again, and then after that you can potentially block 2 attacks and remove something, which is really good, especially for 1 energy, and was really handy going second because that's when your opponent has 3 more energy on your turn 3. Then we had 1 copy of Violent Rays, so now I'm getting the extra cards. So 1 copy of Violent Rays because it's just handy against like yellow U7 matchup when you drop the 6 drop, because I only ever faced up until top cut the U7s that just went ham with the U6 trying to get loads of attacks in, so this is really handy for that, and against things like Meki to basically stop some big like anything 30k or more from attacking multiple times. We didn't have Flight of the Grand Eagle. This was an annoying card to have in, but then it ended up being pretty pointless, where it was put in just in case you went against a U7 Goku deck that had the new secret rare, because it was the fear of like having to stop it from attacking, and well, be able to get out of its swing, so you don't want to get VS'd, and you don't have many you didn't really have any like battle card negates in this, so it's like an option, just go pay 1. When it attacks, just basically go to 100k. Can you get over it? And hopefully you can get over it, and then clap them back next turn. Like it's it is a good card, but you have it's only like you mainly need to decide it because just in case a yellow deck does have that yellow VS Goku, you need to have it to help defend against. It's the best way to have it in this deck to defend against it. The last 2 cards are 2 Death Beam, and I put these in for decks where I felt I needed to go tall on swings, like decks that I need to go taller than they could on swings that could push through, because the majority of times early enough you're going to be swinging through combo both the trunks that gives crit and crunts that gives double, and use them both to get double strike crit, and if you don't put anything on there, they're normally going to be 25 to 30 double strike crit, and sometimes so there's some decks like U7 Goku that need a combo to get the draw on the lead and get the extra draw every turn to filter through the deck, and they'll do that and then combo out to avoid the double strike crit. So I felt that sometimes you need to put like some more pressure like over decks that want a combo to gain advantage. You want to put it a little bit higher. So for Frieza's Death Ball is nice just because that puts a 25k difference by negging the attack card you're attacking by 10k and giving you a 15k boost on your leader or battle card, which is pretty good. So I put 2 copies of these go in to kind of help with decks that need to go taller against that already go tall themselves. So that is the main deck, and now that's the main side. That's the whole deck. So that's what I had. I'll put a link to this, a link down below to a Decklist, Deck Planet link. So if you want to check that up and not listen to the rest of it, go ahead. But otherwise, let's go ahead and go over my rounds for the day. So for the event, it was a lovely weekend. It was really nice. Like the weather in Spain was fantastic, really nice and sunny, nice and warm. Didn't Not freezing and wet like the UK, which is a great nice change. But yeah, it was great. Like went up on the ended up going from the Thursday to the Monday. So for the Thursday, went up in the like late afternoon, getting there in the evening, going out just basically just figuring out how to get to the airport, get to the hostel, and just sit down and relax to get a nice bit of sleep after having a long flight, and just relax, ready to just get the rest get the rest of the team in on Friday, and just get to that last bit of testing and food and drink and stuff. So on Friday, got up, went to get breakfast. I can't really remember what we did on Friday. Really, it's just made sure just definitely went to go get breakfast, and yeah, we just relaxed for the majority of it. Did some testing, went and got food as well, and made sure we all ready, prepared, like decks like freshly sleeved up. The Decklist submitted as well, like picture taking submitted and things like that, and made sure we got some sleep to get up ready early in the morning to head out and work out how we need to get there, and yeah, just made sure we're prepared. And then for the Saturday, I really can't remember what we did on Friday. It was long enough ago to forget. But yeah, I just remember we were getting the testing in, had the food, in preparation to make sure we're ready for the Saturday. And on the Saturday, we got up, went in, managed to get there easy enough, early enough. Managed to get there, get some breakfast from the little cafe next door, and popped in to basically just make sure we're registered and ready for the event. Went in, managed to work out where it'd go all the way down to the bottom, like the little basement bit. Go in and find out that they had nothing at all. The only thing they had to get for participation was the playmat. That was it. Just playmat. I think I've got it here. It's not a great one. It's probably people have seen it on Facebook and our posts. But we got the playmat participation playmat. That's all they could tell us. So we went around basically to say hi to all the people we have seen at events, talked to online that we don't see often, and just wait around to start the tournament. Really, just relax. Trying to get over the nerves of the tournament's going to start. New format. We haven't really had any other format basically events to kind of see off of, to see what does well, what's good from the set. And for my first game, I was paired against a member. I can't. Sorry if I can't remember your name, guy. But I was paired against a member Team L on red, yellow, pan. So this was my first win, first match of the day, first time playing against anybody on this deck that isn't my teammate or Ollie, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. I can't remember if I won the die roll or not. I should have put that in my notes when afterwards, but I think I did. I think I lost a die roll. I think I went second in this matchup, and it wasn't too bad. It was just gain advantage. Just made sure to only swing when I needed to, like for crit and swings, or I wouldn't need to swing or lead to gain advantage, and more just swing into board to kind of defend. And he ended up going quite early, quite aggressively early, to using super combos to push through damage, which was fine for me. It wasn't a great thing because he's using super combos up early to push damage, but then it wasn't that bad for me because I didn't mind on turn 2 I was going to awaken anyway and go down to 6. So I was going to take myself down to 6 anyway, but he was just swinging quite aggressively, using super combo. I think he milled one from one of his first effects from the SS4 Goku, milled one super combo off and used the rest. So I knew that later on in the game he would have new super combos from my big swings. So he has to combo a lot of 5Ks using gates and stuff to get out of it. And putting me down to 4 early just meant I had access to explosive dance. So I was going to always turn 2, drop the Z extra to start getting my draw, start gaining advantage, and to basically just focus on clearing his board by using my battle cards like the Gohans to then minus his board, swing into him and minus anything else that's left, and not worry about his lead, just grind out resources, because then I can go because I think I found on my first swing the secret rare, so grab that straight to hand. So I know for turn 4 I can drop my secret rare and put pressure on, and ended up coming to a point where on his turn 4 he got the he got his big battle card out and managed to like hold off, defend. Then my turn 4, drop secret rare, put a lot of pressure on him, which like tried to go for the kill, not worrying about his board because I thought like he's tapped out, I'll go for the kill, and ended up managing to put him down to like I think 1 or 2 cards in hand. So then on his next turn, I left his board here, so he still had the SS4 Z battle card. So I didn't think the minus alpha or minus things that he had in active mode that can combo off to kind of go for it. But my lead was now 25k power, and I had a fair few cards left. So he started his turn, didn't charge because he didn't have the cards to charge. But I knew from looking at his hand that he had all my resistance. So I know from my explosive dance he's gonna go through that. But if he does, it loses a card, taps 2 energy out, loses a card from hand, being like a card he's just drawn, and also I'm still going to be able to either take the damage if I think I was able to take the damage or combo out still. And while you're trying to go through, you try to like have to combo up a lot, and I was able to easily combo out. And on his last swing, I had a token negate that I had in hand for the beginning to make sure that that last swing was never going through, and then he just passed. I just swung in for game. So not too difficult. Like using up all the super combos early to aggress me meant that like I can grind up to later game, and then know that later on he's not gonna have super combos. You have to combo quite a lot out to deal with my swings, and yeah, and then basically just trying to clap back when I'm a 25k leader was just it'll be a lot more, like really difficult, even with his big 20k battle cards. He started to combo up, which I was able to like free combo from my Z extra and combo up from hand, and just not worry too much. So that was round 1. In round 2, I ended up going against Mecha Kibura, and that was also a win. So I played against a great guy from the EU community, Mirko. I don't want to. I kind of murdered the name. Is Mirko Gervin? I think I probably saying that wrong, but a lovely guy. I think I played him in. I think I've played him before in the online events as well. He's been Mecha Kibura, and I managed to take this game because I think for this one I might have gone. I think I went second on this one because I think I made the comment about like it's not too bad for me being like going second because I can attack to gain advantage where he can't attack to start getting his balls. So like he's got turn where he could play, uses up his first energy, but then he can't get the advantage of like straight away on first turn swinging to get the balls to kind of go for it early. And I think he said at the end of it he had trouble finding all of his Dragon Balls, so he had a late awaken. He didn't awaken until his turn 4. And on his turn 4, I was able to explosive dance. I didn't have much on board. Explosive dance on his 8 drop, and then had held in my hand the dispo I sided him. So if he used the leader's effect to bottom deck a card and give it triple attack, I could use it on the first swing. So basically make it so he's use up that and basically end the turn there. Just make it so he can't get any more Z energy and end his turn. And on my next turn, I was able to. I once again got secret rare off one of my leader swings to then know I had it ready for turn 4. And on my turn 4, with his 1 energy open, dropped the secret rare. Saw that he had power burst in hand. He had petrification, power burst, and a token negate. So I know he had no super combos in hand. I think I might have ripped one out. I think I ripped the only one in his hand out, and I knew that he only had 1 energy negate and he didn't have much. I think he was at 3 life. So I know he had the 1 negate there, which is for petrification, a bursting negate 1, and a token negate for the other. So I made sure to sequence that I didn't drop the 8 drop from my hand, from underneath my field card. I didn't drop that until the end, to make sure I can get as much value out of it. I just kept pushing through with like the quad strike swing on the first one, which he, I think he burst and raged that one. Then I went with leader swing to which token negate. I was able to drop a battle card. Minus off the token, swing with that, which meant petrification, then drop my 8 drop, and then swing through and push through the last damage and not really worry. So that was an unfortunate match for Mirko, but it's a fun match for me. So I managed to take a win going 2-0. And then for the next one, we went against U7 Goku. So first U7 Goku deck, and this was one I was kind of like worried about but then for the whole thing before, I've not gone against the full-on burn version. I've only gone against the aggression with like the 6 drop. So it was the same thing. He was running the bursting rage as well. So once again, I was able to see my secret rare. I think for this one, I can't remember if I went first. I really should have marked down if I won the dial or not, but it ended up being that I think the main thing with this one is it got to my turn 4, and I dropped my secret rare, so I have to pick his hand, and he dropped, in response, he dropped the Sin. So I looked at his hand, saw what he had, ripped out, I can't remember if it's a super combo. I think it was a super combo ripped to his hand. And after he dropped the Sin, I said, so I basically asked, so you negging the skills on my Vegito? And he's running with, no, he's not negating the skills on the Vegeta's, like, because I know he had the time magic hand and Nimbus, so I thought he was gonna leave the one energy for Nimbus, but I thought, because I saw in his hand he had Nimbus, time magic, and Sin as like the problem cards, so I decided, so I think, yeah, because he countered into counter window 2. I decided, I think, did I want to rip the Sin? But I wasn't worried. I thought, if he sins, that's fine. I'd have to worry about Nimbus then. So I'm going to rip out, not worry about the Sin, because he's just going to leave the energy open for Nimbus and Time Magic, and rip out a super combo instead. Then he proceeded to counterplay with the Sin afterwards. And then I also not negate the skills on my secret rare. So then I was like, okay, so I can go through this quadrate swing. I'd have to get through these 2 blockers. And then manage to sequence it to go through, try not to play anything to get through them. And then finish off, counterplay the time magic, which then he didn't use the Sin to restand, and then push through, and then just clap out. Even, I think, get up to high enough, because he did have the bursting rage as well. But I managed to swing through and get high enough that he was still, even with bursting rage, he was not able to get through, because I made sure to swing with the secret rare first to bait out the time magic. Yeah, I think so. I think that's the case. Okay, but I remember he didn't use burst rage till the last swing, because it's a big swing. It's like a 20k boost lead, and I managed to get swing high enough that he was not able to really combo out even with the secret rare. So that was that. So three rounds in, X3, feeling strong, feeling that, like, if I win one more, I'm at least guaranteed, if I do mess up or it doesn't go great for me, at least if I win the next one, I'm at least going to go even on rounds, which is like the lowest I want to go. I want to make sure if I do finish it, I go even, so 4-4, rather than go like into negative, which would be a shame. So round 4, I play against Jiren, so I play against Anton in top 4 Jiren. I think I was only one of the 2 people to beat him on the week during the Swiss. So it was just me and someone else that actually tried to stop him getting, basically stop him from getting in to the top cut. But sadly, 2 of us weren't enough. But I think with this one, it wasn't a pleasant experience playing against Anton. He just, like, he didn't, like, from his demeanor, he didn't, like, it wasn't very friendly, wasn't very nice. And I think I ended up losing the die roll, so I was kind of worried from the get-go, because I know what Jiren could do. I've played the deck, I know how it can play. So I think that might have been why I had quite a better experience with it. I knew how the play, like, I knew, like, had better experience about how the deck functioned, how they get, like, what kicks add in his armor, how to kind of, like, deal with it from that experience play testing it. So he went first, did a thing. I just made sure as soon as he dropped I think he couldn't drop the Unison on turn 1, so I was fine with that. So okay, there's no Unison to worry about, to try and, like, kind of get rid of turn 1. And on turn 2 he managed to get the Unison down. But then on my turn 2, I was able to swing with it, and luckily for this deck, you've got negging, you can give things double strike, so I made sure to focus on because he only had 5 markers on Unison, so swing into it. So kind of, he had no dispo on board either, because I made sure when he swung on the turn before, I used the effect of the trunks I put under the Z extra to neg it and kill the dispo, so it wasn't on board on his turn, on my next turn. So I made sure to swing into the swing into the Unison. Then went for my third swing, combo with the trunks from underneath the Z extra to minus it by 5k, so it lost the marker because it already lost the boost it could have got. And put down 2 markers, then give my battle card double strike to get rid of Unisons and make sure that there was no Unison. You have to re-establish that if you wanted to, and he's gone into his turn 3 when he could awaken. And then after that he never got the Unison down, so he's not gaining tons of markers. He's still able to get dispos down and draw 1, but he's just drawing 1 and not keeping a huge Unison down to kind of burn me more for life. And on my turn 3, it got to a point where, like, I basically just first turn plan was to remove his pan on board, so overwhelmed into Heating Fighting Spirit. Drop that. More pans. If he does evolve, he's not going to get the minus and as much benefit as he wants. And then I decided to swing with lead first, just to kind of like combo in a little bit on that into a battle card, and then be able to swing with the overarm. And on my leader swing, he dropped his pan to start my turn. I had free energy open, and no other plays really, no big plays to do. So I just made sure to combo off the Jiren into the battle card swinging in to make like what comboed the Vegeta. So that was extra because I knew for the if he didn't kill me next turn and he survived, he's probably going to leave one energy up for Explosive Dance. I thought combo off the overrun to make sure I've got more power for Explosive Dance on my turn. And then I thought I've got free energy open. I can leave that open for more negates and stuff. And I decided Brody Crown is still a thing, because I know I've got it on my side deck. I might put it in against this. Like if I leave the energy, you might side it in, or might have it mained. So I decided to drop I can't remember. I played a battle card of, I think something to draw, and ended up drawing or a search, and ended up drawing into a Cellmax. So I paid the second energy at my free to play Cellmax to make sure that I had that as a blocker defend, and if it goes, I can remove stuff on his board. And then when it comes to his turn, the first thing you do is pay 1 energy for Pan to take my Cellmax, which then I immediately just use the effect of Cellmax after it's taken from my board to minus the Cellmax on his board. So basically paid 1. He basically didn't swing the Pan, just paid 1, take hold of something of mine, which then was just removed straight away. And I managed to just fly through his turn easy enough with like token negates on the 8-drop swing, and then like blocking the leader's card swing and stuff like that, just to get through quite easily. Not really worried too much. And then on my turn, I managed to put through, and it came down to put 8-drop, like a few swings. Like he's supposed to dance, make sure I'm comboing to get power into my. Because I made sure to defend enough and put the biggest power into my Z energy. So when it came to effects and stuff, I could stack with the little guys to make things cheaper, and the bigger guys were therefore supposed to dance push through. And it came to a point where I was swinging with my 8-drop to try and push through damage. He token negated it, and then because it was negate, I forgot that I wanted to take a life to like basically get more cards for my last swing, because I knew I had one more swing able to go through. And the mistake I made was putting the card I comboed with the 8-drop straight into Z energy. Then when I went to take the life, it basically just asked to see the 8-drop, grab the 8-drop, and then reminded me that it's up to. So basically the shark to say you can't take the life because I've already charged Z energy. So I thought, okay, that's fine. So then I had 20k in my Z energy, so I paid the 1-drop SR for 1. And I already had a lingering effect, so I was there pay to give it double strike and minus the battle card to minus the token, and then swing through with the sack of 20k Z energy, swing in with the 4-drop, and combo everything in, and managed to take him out. So like it wasn't a great experience playing through, just like his attitude and stuff, but managed to at least make sure I didn't lose, which was a great thing. And that put me at 4, so I knew now that even if I lose the next 4, I'm at least going even on my things. So I felt happy, like I got the bare minimum I wanted done today. And then for round 5, I played against Ivo from the guy came from America. I can't remember his last name. Is Moyano, I think Ivo Moyano. Like, really nice guy. Really nice guy. Had a fun game. Just basically a nice little chat. And he was playing Android 21. And I hate that deck. Just like it's because when I've played against it, it's just it just defends. Like most people I've met playing it, they don't really try to win the game. It's just try to defend, and like just try to win by frustrating you with how annoying it is. But roll the die. I ended up winning. I know for this one I won the die roll because that's what made it a little bit easier for me. So I won the die roll, so I was able to go first. So I basically started off going with my aggression to try and put double strikes, crit swings and stuff, and defend, just negging off his blockers and stuff. And then it got to my turn 4, I managed to get the Secret Rare to have a look. He managed to use his counterplay to tap it, and tap through his energy to rest it, so I couldn't attack with the Secret Rare, which was then able to like minus it off with my effects, and then push through enough to know what he's had, and had no way to really draw more things if I pressured him quite far down, I think to 2 or 3 the turn before. And then just push through, like keep the aggression going and fully push through to make sure, knowing what he had and that he couldn't really do much to kind of
Like his hand was dwindling to keep up and defend to make it hard for him to go to survive. So you mentioned after like going second. If I was going second, it'd be a little bit easier, but going first, it's pretty hard for him to deal with the aggression from the deck. So at this point, I was quite hyped, it's going 5-0, but also I was worrying like it's getting higher now, and it's this is where you can go against more higher caliber players. Like we got quite a few of those in Europe. So I had round 6. I ended up playing against Mert on Spirit Bomb. I didn't think this would be too bad, but that was short-lived because I think Mert had a lot of testing maybe against a deck, like and it was a yellow deck, like a lot of negates. So the summary of this match was trying to push through attacks, get Z energy, do more plays, and keep a board. And he just Mert managed to just like make sure he got down the masters down, so Shen and Roshi. Get him down, keep using those, keep drawing cards, and then using a lot of like negates or floodgates to kind of like defend, stop my attacks, limit what I can do, and defend so I can accumulate Z energy, and making sure on his turn clearing my board so that way I've got less things to attack with, and then if I have to swing with leader first to be able to get Z energy, I then have to go ahead and I can get Nimbus and stuff. So it's more like it's like floodgate, just negates. And then I had the Kaiokens in the main to get ready to get rid of the sins, but he quickly went in from dropped the 4 drops in and went into the 9 drops in. So he had that as like a 30k attacker that also then negates skills and all my effects. And I did have a way to get rid of it, being the Trunks at minus 5k and Kaioken. The only problem was I could never get an attack through to the combo step to be able to combo and minus for 5k in my turn to then use Kaioken after. Like every time I tried to attack to do that, it was then negated. So I could never. So it meant that I couldn't really get rid of it. And anything I played just kept negged, and it just it come to a point where it's getting lone decked. I had to go for the deck out, couldn't defend to try and stop from deck, like try and go for him the deck out to win. But end up being that drop the secret, like push through a big swing, dropping the secret rare, but then Z charging the secret rare, so that way he could restand his 8-drop Goku and sack off enough Z energy to be able to swing with it and then push for a game for my like I think 2 cards left in hand, and end up losing for that. So yeah, good job, Mert. And I know that was a horrible spirit. It's like it just negate. It wasn't great, but it's a way to win, and it just meant that like that was it's a good way to like beat this deck, which I found. And then we're on to round 7. So only one loss. I felt still good. If I win a next one, I feel like I'm potentially in the top 16 and go next 2. I still got a chance. But if I win the next 2, I'm definitely going through. But if I win one, lose one, there's still a chance for me. So I still felt alright, and I still going. I still above what I want to do in my basic one of going 4-4. And I'm playing against Bardock Zeno. This one, I knew I had to put pressure on. I can hopefully win the die roll and put pressure on to just make sure I push through as much as I can. Make sure I swing with battle card swing, so that way I can get more. Yeah, that way I'm not getting floodgated on my leader swing to then have only one battle card swing, and trying to keep going through comboing. But then I lost a die roll, so I was like, oh, it's gonna be a little bit harder. And because I had no counterplays to deal with the floodgates, because even if I had the counterplays for red is all about minusing like anything that's like rounding up power, not cost. So if they're 15 or less, you can stop it from coming into play. But if they're higher than that, like in this case 16, which is just 1k higher, then you can't deal with it. You can't stop it. So I do as best I can. He kept making sure that every turn drop the Z battle card to then play out his 8-drop for free, clear my board, give his leader a boost, and then push with it to basically get some pressure in, and kept doing it every turn to make sure keep my board clear, so I've got less things to swing with, and then also just slowly reduce my hand, and as well as that puts pressure on, making his leader harder to kill as well, the swing through. And then when I dropped the secret rare, I saw his hand, no super combos, and like I think he had at least 2 floodgates, so I knew it's not worth getting a floodgate out, so I was like hit the 10 drop because it's 35k, push through, and also make sure to use Koitsukai to make it so if he wasn't on a floodgate, he's going to use a fair bit of hand. But it just wasn't enough to get through, and then just getting dropped by the 10 drop and not able to really, like eventually druids will never 10 drop, and I was not able, didn't have enough resources to kind of survive to get through. So there was like 2 losses. I could still get through. I just have to hope on the last round. And then last round I play against Green Gohan, and it had to be like I was joking around with my buddy Brad from the team. Never shout out to Brad as well for helping lend me the Cell Maxes for the deck. And we were joking before, like we're both X2. We can potentially go each other. It could be us next round, and I fucking jinxed it, and it was us two against each other. So we knew into this round, one of us had the chance to make top cut. The other one was gonna get knocked out. So that was a bad thing. Like it was two teammates going against each other. And he just played against Mikey the round before as well. So he's played like last 2 rounds were against teammates, which isn't great. But we at least the benefit I kept saying to having us play against each other in the last round is a more relaxed game rather than a more stressful game trying to win to get the top cut if it was against anybody else that wasn't on the team. So at least that way it was a game against teammates, a more relaxed, fun game where we didn't have to like worry too much about anything. It was just try to play as best and try and get through, and at least the other person's potentially going through. So we looked at it, and I think our ranks, it gave us the ranks of what we were before. I think he was ranked 24 before that last round, and I was ranked 17. So we knew we were high enough to potentially be jumped up to top 16. So it was just match playing it. I managed to take it because I won the die roll. Managed to like make instances where if you want to make a certain play, there's a potential I could like counter it and like deal with it very easily, and I managed to out resource and take the game there. So it sucked to knock out a top teammate from getting a top 16, but it can't be helped when it gets there. But at least it was a more fun, relaxed game compared to if we were against anybody else in the day. So I ended going in the end 6-2 and making 12th. So decent enough in there. I know there are like a lot of X2s that didn't go in there, so I was lucky enough to get in because I had high enough tiebreakers, and I'm thankful for that. So it meant that rather than just relaxing and doing something else the next day, I had to come back early enough and play more games of Dragon Ball. And after playing for so long, I was just kind of tired of playing and just wanted to stop. But I had to come back, so came back for the second day. So again, went back, got food, relaxed, and made sure to get up early enough, get in quick enough to go and get some breakfast before I'm from the cafe by the side, and get in and then wait around for ages for them to do deck checks ready to start the first round, figure out I'm against, because I had no idea, like, cause I was against, like, the person I was against for the top 16, I had no idea who the person was, because it wasn't a name known to me, like, I didn't really know, and I had no idea what they're playing, and I didn't want to look into it, try and find out, because it was a bother. I did my first, I'd rather just find out when I sit down, but at least for the first day, I accomplished my first goal of getting the top 16. That was my kind of aim for potentially the last finals for this game before it potentially dies due to Bandai's just terrible management of it. And I accomplished that goal. So going to day 2, the goal for this one was to not lose my first round, so to kind of go through the top 8 at the very minimum, because I was suck getting in the top 16 and getting knocked straight out. So the aim was to win the first one. So for the first round, the top 16, I was against U7 Goku. So this is where I was happy that Ollie mentioned about the basically the format being best of 3 in Top Cut. So I had the Kaioken in the main deck. No, at least I have one of those for one of the sins. And this one went on for a very long game because we're trying to basically keep going through, trying to manage, and I had a lot of I drew all my explosive dances, so I was trying to defend, keep going through, and it came to a point where he was using up all his 6-drop. I was trying to get rid of, like, using him up, not trying to push through explosive dance, trying to push more damage through, and I was just trying to manage his board, put pressure on, and just keep removing the 6-drops. So that way I don't have to worry about him. So at some point he's going to run out, and it comes to a point where it came to the end of near the end of it, where I knew that he kept sitting at 5 life, so I knew there's no way that I was going to be able to kill him. I'd have to go for him decking out because he was getting very close to decking out. So I made sure for my last turn of the game, I just kept swinging at his board just to clear his board off, to make him either combo more, to whittle his hand about to keep those board around, or then combat and draw more and potentially deck out quicker. And I managed to clear everything off his board that wasn't 15k. So that way in the next turn, he'd have to start comboing, and he drew down to 1 card in deck. So he ended up with 2 cards left in his deck. For a turn, he drew a card. So he had 1 card left in deck. So if he comboed any U7, that would be it. And he already lost his secret rare because he used the Z extra that puts 2 from life into Z energy. And one of them at one point was secret rare, which was you are number one. So like, I knew I didn't have to worry about that anymore, but it meant for the game 2 I had to watch out for that. And so I knew his secret rare was gone, usable 6 drop, so I could, and I knew that now he couldn't do the put me down to 1 and burn with these 4 drop 6 drop combo, because the lead's effect is to draw a card to rest the Goku and draw a card. So I knew he couldn't do that, and I knew that if he wanted to combo with any U7, he'd have to draw and then lose the game. So on one of his first swings, he comboed with a non U7. I was able to use the trucks are underneath my Z battle card to combo for 5k and minus the battle card for 5k to get out of that. And then he just scooped up after because there's no way he could swing and combo because I could still combo out of swings. And if he wanted to combo and push damage, then he'd have to combo to U7 and then draw his last card. So I was able to take game 1 for deck out, and that was when he was mentioned that we were like 10, like just like around about 10 minutes left on the round, and we need to play a bit quicker. So I made sure to so he went straight into shuffling and putting down, but I wanted to need a side deck because I needed things like my second Kaioken in and other cards to help defend myself. So I made sure to side in the cards I needed because I didn't want to rush the game and potentially lose the game 2 because of playing too quickly, making misplays. So I made sure to still not slow play, but take my time to make sure I'm not making mistakes. And then it came to his turn 4 and my turn 3. Like I had my turn 3, his turn 4. I left all 3 energy open. So like he's got you on number 1 in his deck as a secret rare. I don't want to go down to 1 and get tapped out for that and have a horrible time. So I didn't have really any play. After I think he might be Nimbus or something like that. So I just went leave 3 energy open. I had my sided Violent Rays, I had Explosive Dance. So me at 5 life, he dropped a 6 drop to push the dropped a 6 drop with a load of Z energy. Swung his first swing, I went to use it Violent Rays to kind of stop it, which he countered, knowing that if I did Violent Rays, he wouldn't be attacked with 6 drop anymore, and that like basically stopped the pressure on his turn. So he countered it, stop it, so I took the damage, put me to 4. So then for a second attack, I Explosive Dance to negate that attack, and then he'd have to sack off low energy to not really kill me, and next turn he was tapped out, and I'd be able to clap back going into my turn 4. So he just scooped up, and so I managed to win that by first round deck out. And in the second round, via, not enough time to really play it out. So I accomplished my second goal, so from top 16, accomplished my goal for that day, to go on to the next one. So I was kind of happy, it's like one more, so I was at this point now where I've accomplished my goal to not go out in the first match, and now I basically just had to, I was one more win away from potentially getting a top 4, getting additional prizing, and being able to try and get a trophy and stuff. But then my match for the second round was against Philip Tarpini, the current world champion. So I knew it's going to be a tougher match because he's the current world champion. I know he's a very good player. And I just had to sit down. He's on U7 as well, so that's never U7. But I had a different experience from this because this is the first time I saw someone play the more focused burn version, the burn life early, and then go for the aggression after. So I didn't know, so I had to read a few cards to understand what is going on with some of the cards, like the burning and how that worked. And first game burnt me down, and he was able to out resource me and push pressure and kill. And in game 2, I was going first, so I knew I could be a bit more aggressive and stuff. But then it ended up coming to a point where I could have won the second game, but then I missequenced because I had 3 energy open and a 20k battle card, and I already swung the lead and I was on the Nimbus. And if I sequenced correctly, it would have been to swing with my double strike 20k SR, putting a Death Beam behind it, and a Vegeta to be able to then restand my leader, and put it to a point where it's either the double strike wins it enough, or he uses a Z extra to blanket it and take the 1 damage, and then use the Vegeta to restand my lead, and then swing with the lead, put another Death Beam and everything else behind it to try and win on that last life doing that damage. But I forgot to read the Z extra and take my time to do it, and then ended up swinging with the SR combo using both Death Beams, and then reading the Z extra and realize it can blanket the skills on it to then know that damage goes through, and I wouldn't have enough to combo for the last swing, and ended up passing the turn. And then on his turn, it was drop the 6 drop, try to start swinging at life to just kill. Then I went Explosive Dance, which he was tempted to call a counter, because then that stops that would have stopped Explosive Dance, but then would have prevented any other play for the turn. And if I could stop any more swings, alright combo out and like not kill me, then he's tapped out and then definitely loses that turn. So I think he I can't remember if I think he didn't for explosive dance because he had enough to put big things in to prevent it. And then it ended coming down to his last swing, so I was able to use for one swing, combo the trunks from underneath the Z extra minus is 6 drop by 5k, so it was then 25 into 25 because before and I dropped the secret rare, and it come to the point where he comboed up and I was just like 10k short because throughout the game when he did 2 of the burns from my life, he managed to hit both secret rares in my life. And when I crit him with a Brody swing, I crit a secret rare off his a super combo off his life. And then we looked for our decks, and both our super combo, all the rest of our super combos were in life, so we didn't see any more super combos. And I was just off by 10k, so that was a bit unfortunate. But it was a very good game, really lovely guy, and I was happy to at least get the top 8 to get my my goals for both days done, and then get the top 8, and then I was eventually knocked out by the current reigning world champions, so that wasn't too bad. So, I forgot to change this to show, New 7 Goku loss. So at the end of the day, got top 8, got my metal leader, got my metal Android 17 leader, which looks quite nice on both sides as well. Put a plastic case rather than a little back, like a plastic sleeve they put it in. And that's the only thing they had really. It was that and the top 8 mat, which I sold off to Andre from the Fantasy Kingdoms because I didn't want to carry it back on the plane. And I had a fun day. Ended up relaxing for the rest of the day. Went go and get food and just be happy. Made top cuts. Said bye to the rest of the guys that was staying with that's flying out Sunday, and leaving back Monday. Ollie, Peter, and Tom left quite early on the Monday, so I was then around for my own. But I managed to. But then I remember before James and James from the Northeast guys lot and those guys, they were about on the Monday and said to basically just come hang out with them on the day. So went and spent a lovely day with the Northeast guys, James, Ross, Dan, Corey, and Blair. Okay, no, I think there's one more. Am I forgetting one? I think I have. Trying to think now. I think I'm forgetting one. If I forgot one, I'm very, very sorry. I think because just think off the top of my head now, like I just gone blank. But yeah, we had a lovely day at the Northeast Skies, just like looking around Barcelona, enjoying the last day before heading to the airport and saying our goodbyes, and then getting a flight back to the wet and windy and cold UK, which is it sucked, but it was it. But yeah, in summary, a great event, like really well organized event, lovely time, and also congrats to Ivan for being our world champ rep. Like he's made it like it's so well for like every single finals we've had. And I'm glad to see he's finally repping us in Worlds for this year. So yeah, that's for me. Like I'll the Decklist there. Kind of went over it. I can't bother to get more. But hopefully I answered it. If anything I didn't answer and add it to the comments, I'll answer it as best I can. And for that is me out for Masters for the rest of the year. So I'll catch you back from Masters for the rest of the year, but I still have some content for different things. I think I have one more thing for Masters coming out on the channel before the new year, and everything we're going to start doing some Fusion World stuff. So look out for that. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next one. Bye for now.